What's up, interweb? Donut here from Donut Online. Today I am going to show you how we can design this beautiful looking travel website and blog in just no time at all. Because that's right, we're working with WordPress again. Next on Through the Donut Hole. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing that we need to do before we can start building the site is we need to secure hosting for our site. With no host, we have no site because the host is where all of your website files live. And that's also how we're going to be getting our domain name today as well. I prefer HostGator. Now, I'm not sponsored by them. This is not an affiliate broadcast. I make absolutely no money from HostGator for recommending them here. I prefer them personally, and for the purposes of our tutorials today, it's going to work out pretty well. Plus, they just have great pricing. So go ahead and hover over click the web hosting option. And then you'll notice they have 3 different plans: the hatchling plan, baby plan, and business plan. Really, you only need the hatchling or the baby. The only difference between those two as well is single domain versus unlimited domain. Hatchling plan, you're only going to ever be able to have, www.website.com. Whereas baby, you can always get more domain names, so you can have website.com, website.net, and website.org. So whichever one of those works out for your purposes today, go ahead and get that package, and then you'll get a confirmation email after you sign up. And one of the things in that confirmation email is going to be cPanel instructions and cPanel login information. Go ahead and get that cPanel information, log into it, and we'll meet back at the cPanel to start installing WordPress. Okay, so now we've got hosting secured, we're logged into our cPanel. The thing that we need to do next is actually install WordPress. WordPress is the content management system that I use for all of pretty much everything, actually. It's basically an all-around great CMS. So we're going to do that here. From cPanel, you'll have a search bar up at the top. Just go ahead and type in the word quick. And one of the things that comes up here under the software menu is called Quick Install. Go ahead and click the option for that. It's going to open in another tab, and we're going to have some options here, and the one we want to choose is WordPress. So go ahead and click that big old WordPress box. And then here on the WordPress installation page, the first thing that we need to do is select which domain name we're going to add this to. So if you only have one domain name, which right now if you just got hosting you probably do, click that drop-down menu and select the domain that you're going to install WordPress on. I'm going to install mine on donutonline.com, and then if you need to specify a certain directory to install it at, this is where you would do that in this blank directory space. I don't want mine to actually go on donutonline.com. I want it to go to like donutonline.com/traveling pastry or something, because donutonline.com is being used for something else. For you, though, you can just keep it on your primary domain, leave this directory box blank, and click Next. Or if you want to add another directory and do it somewhere else, that's fine too. Enter a blog title. Admin username. This is going to be your administrative username to log in with as well, so keep that in mind. And then make sure you click this automatically create a new database for this installation. Make sure that's checked, and then click Terms of Service Agreement box, and then click Install. Alright, and once this finishes installing, it's going to give us some credentials and also a link to the login page. You're going to want to copy down all of this information for later. This password is the same password you'll use to log in continuously until you change it yourself, which we'll go over later as well. Go ahead and copy down that information, click that login button, and it's going to take you to the login page for WordPress. And then once you get there, go ahead and actually log in with the credentials, and we'll start next steps from the dashboard. Awesome. So now that we've got WordPress installed, we're logged in, we're at the dashboard, we can actually start building our site. The first thing that we need to do is install the theme that we're going to be using today. So to do that, go ahead and head over to the left-hand side menu and hover over Appearance, and then go ahead and click on Themes. Now if you scroll down just a tad bit on the themes page, there's an option to add new theme. Go ahead and click that. And then we want to use this search bar over here on the right, and we're looking for Ocean WP, all one word. And you'll see there's only one result that should come up, Ocean WP. Go ahead and hover over it and click the blue install button. Alright, and then once that's installed, go ahead and click the blue activate button. Brilliant. Alright, our theme is installed. However, it's not going to be very functional though, because every theme usually requires certain plugins to make it actually functional and look the way you think it's going to, or the way you want. And so it actually prompts us, if you scroll down just a tad bit, you'll notice a little warning message here. This theme recommends the following plugins. Go ahead and click the Begin Installing Plugins link. And we're actually at a mass install page. You just click that top plugin box and it'll select everything. And then under the bulk actions menu, click that and then click install. And then click apply. That's going to install both of those plugins and activate them all at once. And awesome. Once on the installed required plugin page, it says all plugins installed and activated successfully. Return to the dashboard. Go ahead and click that. And then we actually have one more plugin that we have to install to be able to import the demo content. So let's do that next. This Elementor theme or tutorial that comes up, you can go ahead and skip that. Just click the X and it'll close. Or watch it if you want, but you know. Alright, so then we need to add that one more plugin. So if you hover over the plugins option in the left hand side menu and click add new. And then we're going to use that search bar again over here on the right, and we're going to type in Ocean WP Demo Import. And it should return a couple results, but we're looking for the top one, Ocean Demo Import, and click Install Now. Great, that's installed. Go ahead and click Activate. Alright, brilliant. That's all the plugins we need for now. We're not done installing them. After we import the demo, it's actually going to ask us to do some more, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and move on to actually importing that demo now with the plugin. So if you hover over the theme panel option in the left side menu and then click Install Demos, it's going to take us to a library of demos that Ocean WP has for this specific theme. There's everything from architects to physical trainers to fitness coaches, lawyers. We're looking for the travel option though, so go ahead and hover down, scroll down to the travel option, hover over that picture, and click on it. Don't click live preview, just click the picture. And then you're going to have some options come up, and basically it's more required plugins. Ocean Custom Sidebar, click Install Now on that. And then also Ocean Social Sharing, we're going to want to click Install Now on that as well once the other one finishes. And then these bottom two, Sticky Header and Elementor widgets. The Sticky Header just keeps your nav bar at the top. We don't need that. It's a premium add-on though. If you do want it, it's great. And the Elementor widgets, it basically arranges content on your home page in a certain fashion, which we're going to do another way, but feel free to pick that up. The guys at Ocean know what they're doing, and they make great stuff. Go ahead and click the Go to the Next Step button. And then you're going to have a next option with 3 checkboxes. Make sure they are all checked and click Install this demo. Now this part may take just a moment. Alright, everything has been imported. We have the option to see the result. This is going to take us to our live page, or live as we can see it. It's not publicly released yet. So go ahead and click that See the Result link. And you'll notice now we have a fully functional travel website. Basically, all we need to do is change the colors, patch in our content, and yeah, that's really it. Everything's ready to go. So let's go ahead and look over this here just a moment. I'll show you what everything is, how it all works. Basically, you know, we've got our top menu bar up here, home, blog, adventure. These drop downs, this adventure dropdown, basically any post that you create with the category of adventure is going to go in that section or in that drop-down menu. Same with travel tips. If you create a post with the tag or category travel tips, it's going to show up in the travel tips menu. If you create a post with 2 categories, it'll show up in both of those places. Same with the miscellaneous, and also we can create our own categories. We don't have to just stick with these 3. So we can create our own categories, swap those out on the home page, which I'll show you how to do later, and then I'll show you how to create posts and add them to those categories. And then the same thing is also going to apply down here further on our page. Popular posts, that could just basically be anything hand-chosen or catered. Adventure travel, that's obviously going to be a section for adventure category posts, but again, we can change that. And then travel tips, same thing. Newsletter sign up, there is a MailChimp integration for this theme, so we'll go over that as well at the end. And yeah, I think the next thing though we'll do is tackle some color changes. I'll show you how to change this top menu bar color and also the brand and primary colors of the theme itself. So let's go ahead and head back to the dashboard for those next steps. Okay, so let's change some colors. Now, in order to do this, there's going to be a few different things that we need to change throughout the site. One of them being the main header menu bar background color, the actual primary theme colors and the default colors used by the theme, as well as some different independent element colors on the main page and other pages of the site. So let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead and hover over the appearance option in the left side menu and click Customize. And now the first thing that I want to show you is actually going to be this top header bar right here, the menu bar. Right now you see it's this green that seems to be the primary color throughout the site and the highlight color. So to change this top header bar color, you actually have to go to Header in the customization options. And then you're going to click General. And then basically under that General Settings Customization section, you're going to have the background color. Go ahead and click that. And then you can put in whatever color you want. I've got a nice little blue picked out here that I like. And you can see it'll change it up there. And then this bottom border color, you can keep that the same because that actually is pretty neutral. It goes with almost anything. And then, so that's it. Then you just have to hit Publish, and that will update permanently that top header menu bar. Alright, and then so the next thing that we need to do, if we want to go ahead and back out just one step here. And then so you'll see like this green is still very primary and dominant. If I hover over, I'm still getting that. Doesn't look very good. So to change that, basically, there's another customization option for this. And we're actually going to X out of here because I want to show you an easier way to access that particular area in customizations. Actually change the colors for those defaults. You're going to hover over Theme Panel again and actually click on Theme Panel to go to the main theme customization page. And then if you scroll down under Getting Started, you're going to see an option for Choose Your Primary Color. Go ahead and go to that option, and it's going to take you to the exact space that you need in the customization menu. This is pretty much a cool trick if you want to know how to change anything specifically on the site colors-wise. It's going to be under this Getting Started piece. So back under the customizations menu again, it's going to actually shoot us if we wait straight to the part that we need to be at. There we go. And then basically we've got our primary color, which I already replaced earlier with the blue in the top header bar. I'm going to do the same thing here. And then I'm going to keep our hover primary and our main border colors all the same. If you check this out, you notice we've got a link hover color and some other different things, but those are all pretty neutral. So you can just get Publish. And there we go. Now we've changed the primary brand colors, and we'll go ahead and back out of here. And let's go ahead and hit the visit site. So if you hover over the site title and click visit site, it'll take us to the page, and we'll see what it looks like so far, and I'll show you how to change the rest of the colors. Awesome. So you can see that green bar that was there before, that accentuation bar, is now gone. It's now the same blue that we have with our top header bar. You'll see there's some icons and some buttons that are still in that green, and also hovering over the social icons is also green. Now, to edit the rest of this stuff, we're actually going to do it with our front-end editor, Elementor. So if you hover up to the top and click Edit with Elementor, and that's going to open the front-end editor for just our main page here. Okay, so to get started with editing with Elementor, basically these independent little variables, or these independent little elements, we can modify those each individually. So if you hover over one and click the little pencil edit icon, and then go over here in the edit pane, there's an option for style. And then there's a background color option. Go ahead and click that, replace it with the color you want. I'm going to use that same blue, of course. And then click update. Great. Now we can do that with the rest of these independent little variables or independent elements. So let's hover over one of these icons, click the little pencil, go over to style again, and once again we're going to change that primary background color. And boom, it is now blue. Click update to make sure it saves the changes. And then let's go ahead and do that for the rest of these. Alright, there we have it. So we've gotten all of those changed. Basically, if you want to change those to any other color, that's how you do it. So now our site is looking a little bit more uniform on that color scheme. If you bounce around to the different pages, you might notice some other things that need to be taken care of. But again, you can do that with the independent editing of each. Alright, so let's go ahead and back out to the main page again, or to the dashboard again. And you can do that by clicking the little hamburger menu in the edit pane and clicking exit to dashboard. Awesome. Now that we've got our colors done, let's go ahead and talk about how to actually populate our site with content, how to create posts and how to create categories, and how those categories tie in to the main page and other sections of the site, like I was mentioning earlier in our tutorial. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so we're back here at the dashboard again. We're going to go over posts and categories. So let me first explain to you what each of those is. A post is basically any kind of blog post, article, content. Whatever kind of content you're creating, unless it's an independent page, it's most likely going to be a post. And then you have categories. Your posts are categorized into different categories. So for example, if you have 5 different posts all about adventuring, it'd be pretty clear to say that you could use a topic, or rather a category called adventure. So if you have that adventure category, any posts that you create that might be related to that category, you can categorize it in that later, and then pull that content with that category to different parts of your site. So let's go over how to modify and add new categories. If you hover over the post option in the left side menu and click categories, you'll see we already have some pre-created for us from the demo: adventure, travel tips, miscellaneous, uncategorized. I'm going to show you how to add a new one, and that's over here on the left side, add new category. Let's do hotel reviews. And then we need to give it a slug, hotel-reviews. The slug has to be URL friendly, so try not to use any spaces. Hyphens are good, and make sure it's all lowercase. And then we don't need to give it a parent category, so that can stay as none because it is going to be a parent. And then a description, reviews about hotels. And then go ahead and click that Add New Category button, and we'll see it pop up over in our list here. So any post that we create with the hotel reviews category, it's going to then be pulled into any part of our site where we use the hotel reviews category to automatically choose and cater content for that area. And now to do that, to create a new post with the hotel reviews tag, or any of these tags, you simply hover over posts and click Add New. And now the post editor is pretty straightforward. The template has some defaults when it comes to posts as far as like sidebar, left sidebar, right sidebar, bottom footer, all that good stuff. And we're going to stick with mostly those defaults for right now to keep things simple. But let's go ahead and give our post a title. And then we need to put in some content. And then down here we've got the option to add an image gallery. So if you have multiple images, maybe from a trip that you took or whatever, that's how you would want to add those in a gallery format so it appears in a nice searchable, scroll-friendly thing on our site. But also you want to pay attention over here on the right is the featured image. If you hit that set featured image icon or link, this basically allows you to change what the thumbnail for that post will be and the main, featured image for it. So go ahead and click that, and let's give our post a featured image. I actually have a bunch of stock art and travel content here. Probably not very wintry, but oh well. And then the last thing we need to do is actually add it to a category. So let's go ahead and add it to adventure, because I think we called it My Winter Adventure. And then finally, we click Publish. Alright, and so you'll see basically our post is published. You'll see the permalink here for it. If you click on that permalink, it'll actually take you to the post page. And this is what an individual post page looks like. You can see by default there is a right sidebar. This recent post, this will be filled up with your posts once you populate the site. Comments, same thing there. Those will be filled once you populate the site. And you can edit this sidebar as well, and I'll show you how to do that later. But this is basically what your single post page is going to look like. And then you'll notice, if you go back to our home page, since we've created a post in the adventure category, we now have a new post in the adventure menu. And that is how you create categories, that is how you create posts and link them to specific categories. But we still don't have anything down here. And that's basically because that part of the site it's not set up yet to pull in specific categories for content. So let's go over that next. Let's go over how to change the information and the actual content on this main page, how to pull in new different types of posts, and how to change these menus. Okay, so pulling posts to the main page, sorting by categories, all that good jazz. Let's get into that here. So let's go back to our dashboard. And I'm actually going to delete the test posts that I made. Make sure when you guys create content, you do your diligence, make your thumbnails, sized all equally, and keep the conformity going with that. Because if you don't, then it just throws off the site. So I'll stick to their examples here for posts. But okay, so let's say we've got our adventure posts, we've got our travel tips posts, we've got our uncategorized, we've got our miscellaneous. How do we pull those to the main page and format them beautifully? To do that, we need another plugin. So go ahead and hover over the plugins section and click Add New again. And then we are going to be searching for content views plugin. And then the content views, post grid and list for WordPress, click install now. And then click that activate button. Awesome. So now that we have that plugin installed, we're actually going to create some views for our different types of categories. And to do that, you go into your plugins, installed plugins, and then under content views, you'll see the option for add new. Click that link. And then we'll have the option to give our view a title. We'll call it ADV for adventure. Under filter settings, we want to know if we want to do posts or pages. We're doing post. And then over here in the common, basically, if you have specific post IDs that you want to include in this, you can just give the specific IDs separated by commas, or you can put in post to exclude from any category or whichever, and then limit the amount of posts that you have. We'll go, let's say 4 for the maximum number of posts to be shown here. And then basically under advanced, this is how you're going to sort these. So we're going to do by taxonomy, which is partially categories. So click on the category option and then select which category you want to show in this view. And then click save. We're not done yet. Now we need to choose how that view is going to look. So we'll go over to display settings. And I prefer the grid format. You can do a collapsible list or a scrollable list, but grid format is my favorite. Items per row. Let's do 4. Let's just max it out. We'll have 4, articles going across in one row. Responsive, this is for tablet and mobile. We'll keep those at 2 and 1. And then show thumbnail and text vertically. That's how I like it. Show thumbnail, show title, show content. All good. And then thumbnail size. We can make that smaller. We can make it bigger. 300 by 300 works for me. And then show excerpt of content. I'm going to do 20 words. And allow HTML tags, sure, why not? And then the read more, this is basically whatever that text that you want to say, like keep reading or read more or keep, continuing on to this story. That's what that is. Pagination, you can leave that disabled. You don't have to check that. And that is it. Keep it on current tab. Click save. And that will complete our first content view. Now you're going to want to do this for any of your other categories that you want to be displayed on the main page. In like a nice little grid layout. So let's do this then. Let's stick with this one for right now, and I'll show you how to add this to the main page, and then you guys can do the other ones on your own for your other categories. So up top here at the top, you'll see you've got a shortcode for a text widget. So go ahead and just click that, highlight it all, copy it. We're going to need that in a second. And now we need to get this over to the main page. So let's hover over our title, click Visit Site. And then we want to do the Edit with Elementor. And now let's scroll down to the section where we have our adventure section, where we want our adventure posts to go. And then over here in the Elements pane, we have a search bar. You can type in short, and you can see shortcode comes up as one of the only options, or it is the only option. Click that, drag it over to the section that you want to add it to. Try and get it down there below everything else. If not, we can move up that break bar. There we go. So now it's under everything else. Hover over it, click that edit button, and then paste the shortcode into the blank shortcode box. And boom, we'll notice all of our adventure category posts are going to show up in that section now. And then, of course, you'll make new content views for any of your other categories that you want to display on the main page. Maybe you have a category for hotel tips or hotel reviews instead of useful travel tips, so you could actually hover over this option here in the Elementor editor and change this text to hotel reviews. And then put your hotel reviews view down there. And that's it. That is how you create category views for the main page. That is how you add those views to your main page. And that is how you basically pull in content on an automatically generated basis. So when you create a post and use the category adventure, then it's going to show up in this adventure section as well as the adventure menu up here. Now, let's say you want to change those menus up top. Maybe you don't want an adventure category. Maybe it's just hotel tips or hotel reviews. So to change these menus to a different category, let's do that. Go ahead and click the hamburger menu, click Exit to Dashboard, and then I'll show you how to change this menu. Alright, from the dashboard, if you hover over Appearance, and then click on Menus. Okay, so you'll see here in the Edit Menus option, we only have one menu right now. There may be more menus in other themes, but this one only comes with one in the demo. So to edit that main menu, you just come over here to your menu structure, and you'll see you've got Home, Blog, Adventure, Travel Tips, Miscellaneous. You can see these three are marked Category. So if you click on one of those, you can change the label from Adventure, and you can change the original adventure here. You can remove it completely, whatever you want to do. That way, if you want to pull in different categories, you can do that. Let's remove it completely, and I'll show you how to do one from scratch. So let's say we just created an adventure category. So if you click on the categories option here, it'll show you a list of which ones you have. Select the one you want to add. Click Add to Menu, and boom, Adventure, a category menu. And you'll see when we expand that, there's an option to hide the mega menu heading. The mega menu heading is basically, that's that, with the thumbnails and everything like that. If you just want it to be a text drop down, then you would click that. And we want to do Display Latest Posts from that category. And click Save Menu. And that's it. That's how you modify those menus up on the top of your site. You can change the categories. That way you can get different posts pulling into them. You can change the individual links if you want to link to another blog site instead of directly to your blog, how it's set up now. Or change, the contact page. Maybe you don't want a contact page. In fact, let's show you how to remove stuff from that menu as well. You can get to it quickly by hovering over the site title and clicking Menus. And then if you want to remove that contact option, you just expand it and click Remove, and then Save Menu, and don't replace it. But we're going to have a contact page, because why not? Alright, so we've gone over how to pull in content to the main page, how to pull in specific categories content to specific parts of the main page into the site, as well as change the menus. So we've got almost a pretty much fully populated site here. I think you guys are on track to pretty much finish this by yourself. There's not too much else I can show you. But with that, let's wrap up some final details here. Basically, the big thing is the contact page, which you can also edit with Elementor. You'll see you've got your name, address, all that good jazz on there. To edit any of this, you just hit Edit with Elementor, and then you're going to have the thumbnails, the little edit pencil icons, and you can edit each one of those individual elements. Okay, moving back to our main page here. A few of the last things I want to show you, how to change this main featured image here, as well as how to change this text and this button link and this button link down here, and then also our logo. I think those are some pretty important last things to cover. So let's go ahead from our main page, hit Edit with Elementor again, and let's change this big old image. Alright, hover over that image, and then in that section you'll have Edit Section option up there. Click that, and then click the Style section of that pane, and then click on the image that we want to replace. And let's go ahead and we'll do this one. We already used that somewhere else. Let's go to the travel stock art here. Oh, what do we got? Beaches, beaches, beaches. Those are always good. Alright, awesome. Another awesome looking beach picture. Brilliant. So, maybe we want to link this to your blog or, a specific blog post, whatever you want to link it to. We can change the title by we're still in Edit and Elementor, just selecting the text and changing the title. And then if you click on the button, we can change the text of the button. Click here to get started, or we can say, read more on my blog. I can't type. And then same with the excerpt, if you want to put that in there or whatever. You can link it to a specific blog post, or if you just want to grab the blog link in general, click on that button and then change the link over there in that left-hand side menu. And make sure you click update after you make those changes, because otherwise it won't save your cool image, it won't save your new button and your new link. Now there's some more to update here, including if you scroll all the way down, we've got another big button. See more on the blog. Same thing, we can click that and change that link to the actual blog link. And then down here we've got some newsletter sign-up options. It's actually pretty redundant to have, mainly because we already have a newsletter sign-up down here in our footer. So I'm actually going to delete that whole section. And I'm even going to, I think I already, I didn't record it, but I deleted those 3 little icons in that section up there. To do that, you just hover over the section with the icons in it and hit the X. Just a little bit of cleanup. I'm not making a site here to sell anything or sell a book, so the quicker you can get to posts, I think the better for this type of site. Alright, it is coming together. One of the last things that we need to do is change this logo, and to do that, I actually have a logo here that I want to replace it with. I'm just going to be using my standard donut icon. Get that down to a nice size here. 75 by 75 should work. And export that. You want to make sure to use a transparent image, of course. That way you still got that nice little blue background. Alright, now to change this, we need to actually go back to our dashboard. I'm going to hit update again one more time just to make sure any changes saved. Hit that hamburger menu and exit to dashboard. Alright, and now if you go to theme panel again, and then about halfway down the theme panel page, you'll have an option to upload your logo. Go ahead and click the go to the option. And using that shortcut, it should take us right into the customizations menu where we need to change the logo at, so we don't have to be bouncing around. Give that just a minute to load here, and boom. Now you can hit the change logo button. And I'm going to upload a new file since I just resized this one. And once that's finished uploading, hit the select button. And then the crop image part, crop it how you want. Hit the crop image button, and that should complete. And boom, we now have our donut icon. It's still a little big. I'm going to go smaller. I'm actually, I should have went with 45 the first time. Awesome. Perfect. That is exactly what we wanted. Alright, hit that publish button up there at the top to save your changes. And let's go ahead and hit that X so we can back out of here. And let's check out our site, see how it's coming. we should be just about done, actually. Awesome. It is looking good. So that is our main page. As you can see, we've nixed the redundant subscription newsletter section since we have it down here in our footer. We've talked about how to change this main image. We've talked about how to change the main, paragraph and main subline there. And we talked about changing the content page, how to change these menus. We've gone through all of that. Okay, so the last thing that we need to do here is actually launch our site. And to do that, we need to hover over our site title, go back to the dashboard. And then you'll see here on the main page, it says your site is currently displaying a coming soon page. Once you're ready to launch, click here. Well, as long as you're ready to launch, I'm ready to launch. Go ahead and click here. I wouldn't launch before you have actual content in your site. You don't want to have visitors come to a site with no content or with gibberish. Make sure you get rid of all of the stock content, replace it with new posts like I showed you, new categories like I showed you, and get that content really nice and full before you actually launch the site. Keep it in preview mode for a while you do that. And once you actually click that, it's going to say congratulations, your site is now live. Click here to view it, and boom, we now have our live public website. Or travel site or travel blog, whatever you want to call it. We've got our popular posts up top, an adventure travel with those content views, useful travel tips, see more on the blog with the link to the blog there. And excellent. We made another website. Congratulations, guys. Alright, well, that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more WordPress tutorials coming very, very soon. Hit that little bell ringy thingy down there if you want to get immediate notifications, but subscribe's good enough for me. Just keep in mind, too, I really don't make anything from these videos, and I definitely don't make anything from sporting and pitching HostGator, so, hitting that little like button down there and a little thumbs up goes a long way for me. So, thanks again, guys. Have a good day.